going everyone? It's Sinatro here and we're back again for another video. Apologise if I'm a little bit underwell. I'm a little bit tired and exhausted, so maybe my voice isn't the best, but I'm a fighter. We're going to start off with Arsenal against Manchester City in the Premier League. And we didn't think Newcastle United could literally go and beat the champions, Man City, 2-1. Just crazy. And Man City took the lead and yet they totally just down-tooled. But it's going to be interesting to see how the City team can motivate themselves to move on. I think, you know what, Pep Guardiola looked absolutely lost in that game against Newcastle United. He literally looked like this. That's what he looked like. He looked like he was lost in a field of just on his own. These players weren't doing it for him. And we see what this City team are all about right now. We see what the character of the City team is, the mentality of this Man City team is. Again, in this game against Arsenal, who are, I don't really know what to make of Arsenal, man. I mean, they've got major defensive problems and they've got major problems with transfers. It looks like they're saying Dennis Suarez on loan for the rest of the season. But do they really need Dennis Suarez right now? They got Ozil. Ramsey will be a Juventus player next season. But do they really need Dennis Suarez right now? I don't think they do. They look at the likes of Azam Perisic from AC Milan, and also maybe even Yannick Carrasco if they don't get Perisic. So they don't need those type of players, Arsenal, because they got quality going forward. They need defensive players. And for me, it just goes to show that Arsenal's transfer policy is a complete and utter free. And for me, I don't really know what they're trying to do, Arsenal, this season. Like, they need defenders to get top 4. If they don't get defenders in, they're not finishing in the top 4. But for this game, well, I'm just going to be, I think City will win this game, but it won't be like a spanking win or like a convincing win. I think Arsenal will score because they have the players to do so. I just think City will do enough in the end to win against Arsenal 3-2. Now heading to Italy, fight for the Champions League places. It's a massive top 4 battle between Roma and AC Milan. Start of Roma, who got absolutely destroyed, spanked, humiliated 7-1 by Fiorentina in the Coppa Italia midweek. I have got absolutely no idea what the hell is going on with Roma this season. They were leading the game 3-0 against Atalanta, and then they somehow dropped points against Atalanta, who came back from 3-0 down to get a point at last weekend. And then they go to Fiorentina in Florence and get thrashed 7-1. Yes, Simeone scored 2 very good goals, along with the rest of them scored very good goals, but the defending from Roma has been catastrophic all season. They've got major problems with the manager. I think for me he's on borrowed time. I think he has to go sooner rather than later. He may actually be sacked if they do not win this game against AC Milan. But there's major problems with Roma, and top 4, I'd be really surprised if they finish 4th this season, Roma, because they don't look a good side. And just goes to show, selling Alisson and selling Nainggolan has been okay. You can sell Alisson for a record transfer, that's totally fine. But selling Nainggolan, who's been the colossal Roma side for so long, it just goes to show Nzonzi has just not worked out so far, and they haven't really replaced Nainggolan, and they really are struggling in that area. Yes, they can score goals, Roma, but defensively this season in the midfield, Pastore has not been a good signing, and many other signings they've got in this season have not been up to scratch at all. As for AC Milan, the new signing, Hicek, has scored 2 banging goals midweek, which knocked Napoli out of the Coppa Italia. He looks a real find and a real snip for 40 million euros. He could be a fantastic signing for AC Milan and gets them into the Champions League places this season, which would be enormous for a club of AC Milan's stature, or the second most successful team in Europe in terms of winning the European Cup 7 times. Only Real Madrid are ahead of them in terms of winning more European Cups, and it would be great to see a club AC Milan's stature back in the Champions League again. And I think AC Milan will put the coffin in Roma this weekend with a 2-0 win, and I think the new centre forward in Picktek will score both of those goals. Now we're in the Bundesliga in Germany, and it's Frankfurt against Borussia Dortmund. And this is the game where we find out what Borussia Dortmund are really all about this season. Frankfurt have been sensational this season. They've played some fantastic football. They have a top goal scorer in the Bundesliga, in Jovic, who's been linked with some big clubs recently. He may actually be going to Real Madrid, I heard, in the summer as a replacement for Benzema, who could be going to China. And he was a real player for the future. He's been sensational for them this season. They've got some really good players as well, Frankfurt, and they have a massive chance of finishing in the top 4 this season. As for Borussia Dortmund, they right now are keep winning the games. They weren't really, they were phenomenal in their thrashing 5-1 win. They were playing some great football against Hanover, and even though Hanover defensively were awful, but it's a fantastic performance from Dortmund, and they're for me playing with so much freedom, so much confidence, so much optimism. The fans look like it's back to Dortmund hold again. Favre's done a remarkable job with Dortmund this season. Their recruitment has been sensational, and it just goes to show that this Dortmund team are the real deal from now, for maybe not just for this season, maybe for many seasons. But this is a tricky game for Dortmund because Frankfurt are a very good side. They're one of those teams you don't want to play, especially at home. Their home form probably their club backs being one of the best in the league this season. So I know Bayern won there this season, but Bayern could have easily lost that game. It wasn't for Bayern or he made some unbelievable saves in that match. But I just think Dortmund will edge this game in a thrilling 5-goal thriller, but Dortmund will win 3-2. And now we're heading to France in Ligue, and it's Paris Saint-Germain against Lyon. And Neymar is out to Champions League last 16 times. They signed him 2 seasons ago to win them the Champions League. Last season he missed the second leg against Real Madrid, which we all know they were knocked out because Messi missed him. And now he's out for the 2 games against Manchester United in last 16, which is enormous really, because he's been, yes, Neymar gets a lot of criticism for diving and all that, but in terms of like big game mentality and big game leadership, he shows it. He was the best player when you watched him against Liverpool when they needed that win. He turned up. He does turn up in big games, Neymar. We all know he can. And this is we wait to see in this because obviously PSG are playing Lyon this weekend, and the player that's really impressed me for PSG this season has been Kylian Mbappe, because for a 20-year-old to do what he's done, he's won a World Cup, PSG are one of the favourites to win the Champions League. It's just a crazy player. He's one of the best talented players I've seen at his age, probably ever. People may say even Pele, but it's crazy what this kid's actually doing. Lyon, on the other hand, haven't really been great this season to watch. Yes, they massively missed Freiburg, who I think has been Lyon's player of the season again this year. Memphis Depay, you totally see it. He can't carry that team on his back, because I don't think he's the leader. Depay, I think Freiburg is. I don't think he is. But we'll wait and see about Lyon. I think they're fighting for Lille, who's going to finish second in the league this year, along with Montpellier for those last Champions League spots. I think PSG in this game will be far too much quality, far too much firepower going forward, even without Neymar for probably a month or 2. But I think they'll keep their unbeaten run going in a 4-1 thrashing against Lyon. Now heading to Spain in the Liga, it's Barcelona against Valencia. Barcelona got an incredible win in midweek against Sevilla, who came back from losing that the first leg 2-0, won 6-3, scored 6 goals in Newcastle. Remember the PSG game?
It's Neymar trying to feed it through, it's a stretch, and it's in! And I can't remember the last time I saw something like this! Extraordinary scenes at the Nou Camp!
Does anybody remember that? Yeah, but the 6th goal was fucking unbelievable. The ball, the movement, the football from Barcelona and that 6th goal against Sevilla was just breathtaking. Probably one of the goals of the season. One of the best team goals I've seen probably in a long time. Probably have to go back to the World Cup in 2006 where Argentina scored absolutely ridiculous. But a couple months ago they were sort of starting to get their form going now. The trophies are starting to be handed out and we get to the later stages of the Champions League. So I think Barcelona are starting to get dig their heels into their season now. Valencia's little purple patch will end. Barcelona win 2-0, where Suarez and Messi scored both the goals. Now just needs the last game to talk about, which is Napoli against Sampdoria. And Napoli, I just think Is it all falling apart for Napoli now? Is it really? Because it looks like it is after getting dumped out of the Coppa Italia, which I actually tipped them to win this year because I thought Carlo Ancelotti, he always delivers a trophy in his first season in it, wherever he's been. You think of Chelsea won them the double, you think of the likes of Real Madrid, he won them the Champions League, you think of the likes of AC Milan, even the Bayern Munich won them the Bundesliga. So I really thought that he was going to deliver a trophy this season. They still have a chance to win the Europa League, but will they really go for that, or will they actually think getting out of that and just concentrate on getting in Champions League football for them again this season? I don't really know what to make of Napoli. I think Carlo Ancelotti needs time to implicate his ideas on this team. I still think Mertens, I don't think he's a Carlo Ancelotti player. I think he'll be sold in the summer. So wait and see on that. But as for Sampdoria, Quagliarella has now equalled, or maybe even passed, I can't remember, Brad Stutta's record, who is probably the greatest ever Argentina striker ever played in Serie A. To equal him, or I think overtake him, is just outstanding, and what a player Quagliarella is. He's 35 years old. He's been, for me, one of the players of Serie A this season. Probably up there with Cristiano Ronaldo, who's been a player of the season in Serie A. What a player he's been for Sampdoria this season. They got a massive chance of actually finishing in the top 4 this year. I just think squad, they're not the best, but they have brought some really good players. Like, for instance, likes of Gabbiadini, which he's an alright striker, he's not a great striker, but he will offer something to Sampdoria when Quagliarella maybe is injured or something. So they got a little bit of strength and depth, but I just think likes of Milan, could say even when hopefully Roma get their form back to something, and Lazio, who I expect them to get their form back, but I don't think they finish 4th. 2 Milan clubs I just think have too much for Sampdoria to get that 4th spot, but Europa League spot will be a fantastic season for them. They've had a stellar season so far. But for this game, I just think I can see Sampdoria getting something this match. An outstanding striker in Quagliarella, who's been banging the goals in recently, and I think he will score in this game. And I also think Sampdoria will get a point in this match in a 2-2 draw away to Napoli. So that's the end of the prediction for this episode. If you're also feeling a little bit sick or feeling ill, why don't you lie in bed, cuddle up with your cuddly little teddy bear toy, and click the notification bell. Anyway, enjoy yourselves, have a great one. Please like, subscribe, the natural is out.